Monday, February 24th. What is going on, YouTube? What is going on, Spotify, and anywhere that you are listening to this podcast? It is the Get Firm Podcast, episode 7. And my name is Mike, and I am your host. Today, I want to change things up a little bit. I want to talk about a little bit of stuff that has been on my mind lately. Recently, when I'm doing this podcast, I'm just kind of spitfiring for about 10 minutes, and that's about how it's still going to go today. But here is the thing. Getting rich. Your parents told you it was going to be so hard. And I'm talking financially rich. I'm not talking about emotionally, intellectually, your friendships, things like that. I'm talking financially, the money in your bank account rich. They make it sound like it's so hard. But here's the thing. It can be super hard. And the reason is because it's overcomplicated. It's overcomplicated completely. I just turned 39, so if I made mistakes up to this point, getting rich would be very difficult. But there's a lot of young listeners on Instagram and YouTube who listen to this type of content. And if you're in your 20s, 30s, or 40s, you can still get rich. But there's a lot of things that you need to think about. Number one, the 20-year-olds, if you are deliberately going into debt for college, to buy cars, to buy a house that you don't need, you need to think about that. Going to college can be great. But think about it. Some of the top earners, doctors, lawyers, they come out with $500,000 in debt. But they also come out with a giant shovel. You go to school to be a history teacher, you might come out making $70,000, $80,000 a year with $250,000 in debt. It's going to take a long time to pay off, and it's going to delay things like buying a house, going on those dream vacations. If you choose to have kids, that's going to make things different too, because you're going to have more mouths to feed, more financial responsibilities. So if you're in your 20s, the name of the game is to keep the debt zero or minimal, because the more debt you have, the harder it's going to be to invest. And the only way you are going to grow your wealth is investing. Second thing you need to do is grow your income. If you're making $30, $40, $50, $60, $70, $80,000 per year, it's not much in 2024, 2025. It's not much at all. I think the new set point, it used to be if you make $100,000 a year household income, you're doing great. I think that has moved up to $250,000 to be doing great. I'm talking like money to piss, money to have a good time with. $250,000, that's probably where it's at now. You could do okay, 80 to 250,000, but 250,000 is where you have money to burn and a lot of money to invest. So keep the debt low, grow your income. After that, as soon as you possibly can, you need to start investing your money and keep it simple. VOO, VGT, VTSAX, maybe a little bit of international, maybe a little bit of emerging markets, definitely some Bitcoin, which is at 94,404, which is kind of annoying. It's trading sideways right now. People are accumulating like crazy. Michael Saylor just bought another like 3,000 Bitcoins, I believe, this morning. So people are still buying it crazily amounts. So Bitcoin is still in play. Don't forget about Bitcoin. So keep your debt down, grow your wealth, invest early and often, and let compound interest take place. So the books I'm reading right now, Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger, I believe it's called Unscripted. It goes back to all the Berkshire Hathaway shareholder meetings which happen out in Omaha, Nebraska, every single year. And there's timeless advice in there. I would definitely check it out. It's one of those things where they believe in having a small amount of businesses and holding them forever, which could also quite possibly beat the market. It's not what I do. It's what Buffett and Munger do. Buffett's 94, Munger we lost, I believe, last year. But two of the greatest investing minds ever. So if you're interested in investing, check that out. And I wish you all the best. I want you all to continue growing your finances. And that is something I feel like everybody talks about how hard it is. It's not hard. If you're putting $500 away a month and you're consistently doing it, one day you're going to become a millionaire. It's going to happen. It's going to take 30, 40, 50 years, but you'll become a millionaire. If you're putting $5,000 a month, you can be there in 20, 30 years. If you're putting $10,000 per month, you can be there pretty damn quickly. Now, again, being a millionaire isn't what it used to be either. You might need $4, $5, $6, $7 million for your household income, but it is doable. But you need to control what you are spending and what you are doing, because if you don't do that, the debt will get out of hand and you will never come back from it. Credit card debt is 17 to 24% interest. Mortgages, 6 to 8%. Car loans, 6 to 8%. You don't come back from that. If the stock market's making 8% a year and you have 100,000 invested and you have 500,000 to $1 million getting charged 8% to 16% per year, those two will never come together. This will continue to look smaller and this will continue to look larger. So this is more of a serious talk today, but I want you to realize that and recognize where you're going wrong. Second point I'm making today is about fitness. A lot of people tell me that they can't feel their back when they're doing lat pull downs, when they're doing rows, when they're doing deadlifts. Number one reason that your back is not growing is because your grip is the limiting factor. So if you're doing lat pull downs and you are squeezing the bar and your grip is failing before your back muscles are failing, there's two things you can do. Number one, you can improve your grip. Number two, you can loosen your grip on the bar. You still need to make sure you hold on so you don't drop it. The other thing is, think about your cues. So when you're doing a lat pull down, you want to focus on driving your elbows down, not squeezing the bar, pulling your elbows down and in. That's going to give you that nice contraction on the back. You don't want to use wraps for sets of 8 to 12, but if you are doing sets of 3 to 5, it is okay to use Versa grips or straps to take your grip out of the equation. But you need to improve your grip. Farmer walks, grab some heavy dumbbells, walk around the gym until you feel like you're going to drop them. Don't drop them on your foot. Set them down. Rest 3 minutes. Rinse and repeat. Shrugs will build grip strength. Forearm-related exercises, reverse curls, wrist curls, rear wrist curls will improve your grip strength. Take a little dowel rod, put it out in front of you, roll it up, roll it back down. Grip strength, forearms will improve. I don't do a lot of that stuff because I'm a guitar player. I need that dexterity. Speaking of music, we have Homegrown Trio, new band that I found this weekend. It is a trio of siblings, two fronted by females and a male as well. They're good. It's good. They put out an EP. I sent it over to one of my friends who's a country music star, and she really liked it as well. So I would check them out if you're into country music. Killswitch Engage came out this week. First listen, I was like, man, all these songs sound exactly the same. But the second listen, I was really into it. So give it a second try if you're not in love the first time. Silverstein, that's taken us back 20 years, 15 years, somewhere in that ballpark, where I was playing music and I was in a band. And it's like, I love these guys. But this album is killer. Absolute killer. So check out the Silverstein, Killswitch Engage, Homegrown Trio, and the Buffett and Munger book. Those are the things that I'm kind of checking out right now. So to rehash everything we said today, build those back muscles, get the grip issue out of the equation, invest early and often, build your income and keep your debt down, and you will build a successful life. You will get everything that you put out into this life will come back to you, but you need to be disciplined. If you have $1,000 a month after everything's paid off, don't blow it on Amazon. Don't blow it on eating out. Sure, go out to eat once in a while. Buy yourself something you want. Buy something that's nice. Invest at least a portion of what's left. But better yet, invest before you get to what's left, which is known as paying yourself first. I have the utmost belief in you. I do this podcast because I hope one day that I can make a difference. I hope one day someone that listens to this comes back to me and says, "Hey, Mike, thank you so much." Because you know what? I didn't have mentors like this when I was first starting out. I didn't have the person patting me on the back. I did at one point train a CFO of a Fortune 500 company. And that is when the journey kicked off. I want to solve the problem of you trying to find that mentor. I want to be that mentor. I want you to find that mentor. So find podcasts and people that motivate you and drive you forward. People in your life that don't motivate you and drive you forward, like say goodbye. You don't have to be a dick to them, but you can say goodbye or drastically minimize the time you're around them. Fill the goddamn cup. If you're not filling the cup, you are going nowhere. I want you to fill that cup so much that it's spilling out and trickling out into everyone else around you and filling their cups too. Thank you for checking out the Get Rich, Get F.I.R.M podcast. I can't even talk. I'm so fired up. I got the gorilla mind going. Happy end of February. It is getting warmer. The birds are coming out. Take care of yourselves. Love one another. And don't be a dick.